Now with all of the number 8 1 1/4" screws in, we put 2 screws in each bay between the struts. Now for our corners, we're going to use number 8 2-inch screws, and we're going to put 2 screws in each of the 4 corners. Once that's done, the bed frame is complete. Okay guys, once you have all of the rails securely fastened to the bed frame, you're done. We're going to go ahead now and work on the face frame panels that get mounted to the underside of this. Alright guys, now that the face panels are cut down to their final dimensions, we need to go ahead and apply the edge banding. I'm going to be putting edge banding up both of the ends as well as across the 2 top pieces. Alright, with the bed frame set aside and the front panels edge banded, now I've got them laid out on the table, and I went ahead and marked out 2 locations for holes that need to be cut, and we're going to use a jigsaw to cut these holes. What these holes are for the bed legs that will actually open up, and when they do, they will unlatch the bed so it can be folded out. Alright guys, I've got the locations marked for the cutouts. Now I'm going to go ahead and pre-drill some pilot holes and use a jigsaw to cut them out. Alright guys, now that the holes are cut in our 2 locations on these face panels, went ahead and flipped them over where the good side is down. On each outside edge with the 2 panels butted up, make a 1/4 inch line all the way down the full length. That's going to be an indicator line for the overhang. When we put this bed frame on here, we want that 1/4 inch overhang past the bed frame, so that's going to help us line everything up. We're going to go ahead and apply some construction adhesive to the struts of the frame, get everything into place, and then we'll go ahead and set our screws. Let's tilt this up real quick. Looking good. Now we're installing the 2 remaining leg struts, making sure that the struts are flush with the top of the holes. Alright guys, for the next step we're making the legs of the bed. Now these legs act as latch releases as well. The 2 outside legs will correspond with the 2 holes that we cut on the front panels of the bed frame. When we mount these, we're going to be mounting some hinges on there that come in the hardware kit. Now these hinges allow these legs to flip out, and as these legs flip out, they release the bed so it can be folded down. There's 4 of these legs because 2 of them are faux legs. They're going to be mounted on there, and they'll actually act as handles that you can use to bring the bed up and down. From the underside of the bed panel, you want to take the handle with the hinge attached and slide it through the hole that was cut earlier. From there, you want to go ahead and secure the handle with 2 screws from the top side. For the bottom 2 of the 4 screws, you'll have to insert them through the bottom and at an angle. Okay guys, now that we have the hinges installed, we need to go ahead and on the inside edge, or the outside edge they call it, upper corner of this hinge, we need to drill a 1/4 inch hole. Once we have our outside location on the outside of the foot rail marked and ready to go, we can use a 1-inch Forstner bit, which is good for this operation, and we want to drill all the way through the foot rail into the strut. You're going to feed the string through your 1-inch hole, through the inside, and through the 1/4 inch hole that you drilled, and then place in your latch, making sure it's facing in the proper direction. Once the latch is secure, then you're all set to go. Do the same thing for the other side. Alright guys, I just finished cutting the 2 verticals for the main cabinet. Now all I need to do with these is dress them up with the edge banding and then install the remainder of the hardware. From there, we'll go ahead and get the headboard cut, get everything attached, and we're about ready to put this bed together and get it operational. Alright guys, with the side vertical laying on the workbench, I've got the finished edge, the edge we just edge banded facing me, and the inside of the panel facing up. This way I can install the 2 stops, one on each panel. I can install the ball plate, the upper ball plate, and the pivot pin. So that's the 3 pieces of hardware for each one of the verticals that we need to do. Once I get them installed, I can do the other side, rinse and repeat, and then we can get the header board and everything ready to attach to the 2 verticals to really tie everything together. Alright guys, once the hardware is installed for your left vertical or right, depending on which one you did first, go ahead and set it aside for right now and repeat the same steps for your other vertical, making sure that the inside of that vertical is face up with the top facing the opposite direction of the other piece. So as you remember, because they're going to both be coming up like this, you want everything exactly in line. Alright guys, almost there. We're rounding third and heading home. We're working right now on the header board, which is the top of this cabinet assembly. There is a couple of rails. There's a rear rail and a rail assembly, a front rail assembly that gets mounted to the front. We're getting ready to mount that right now. Once this is mounted, we're ready to then go ahead and get our verticals in place, get this mounted with our headboard, get that bed into position and get our pistons on, and we are done. Okay guys, we are almost there. This is the lower frame support where the mattress sits. Went ahead and cut down a 1/4 inch sheet of plywood. We're going to put it in place right now, and then we're going to secure it with a couple of screws and then get our mattress in here. Like butter. Right now we're installing the mattress straps. These retaining straps will hold the mattress in place as the bed is in the flipped up position. Guys, after that step, you're finished with the yellow booklet, and it's time to switch over to the blue booklet provided in the kit. Now what the blue booklet is just simply the assembly instructions. We have all of the parts laid out. We have the lower frame, the 2 horizontals, the header rail headboard, as well as the hardware. This just gives us the step-by-step for getting everything assembled as one. Alright guys, we're going to assemble the bed in the back side of my shop. Now I've got the mattress frame area laid down with the headboard in the back. It's in the position that it needs to be, like when it's folding up and down. We've got our 2 verticals laid on the side. And each vertical we're getting ready to install. We got to install the male pivot pins into the female supports that are on the sides of the bed frame. And that's going to be the first step. Once we do that, there's a little cotter pin clip that gets locked on, and that puts those 2 in a position. Then from there we can install the headboard. Alright, we went ahead and pulled the bed about 3 feet away from the wall so I can work behind it. What we need to do now, and this is why 2 people are very handy, is Mike's going to lift the bed frame up past flush, about 3 inches in. That'll allow me to lock the clips of the piston onto the balls, the ball plates that are on the sides of the verticals. Now from there, we're going to leave it in that position, and we're going to go ahead and put it back up against the wall and get it mounted before we reopen it back up. Now all I have to do, the pistons just snap on to the ball plates. We're going to start with the lower ball plates first, and as he pushes it in, we'll get it on the upper ball plates, and then we can give it a test run. Alright, here we go. Lift it up. Okay, with our piston snapped into place, we can go ahead and get this up against the wall. We want to secure it to studs. We want to make sure that, now I'm going to temporarily adhere it to this wall so we can test everything out. But if you're doing it on a wall in your home, you want to make sure you have a stud finder, locate your studs, and you're going to be drilling through this header here into those studs. If you have a drywall wall with maybe steel frame construction, you want to use toggle bolts for this. If you have 2x4 construction behind your walls, you can go ahead and use wood screws. And if you have masonry walls, you want to use tap cons for this step. I'm going to be mounting it temporarily against this wall, which is a 2x4 stud wall. So we're just going to use some 3-inch screws to secure it in place so we can get it dropped down, get a mattress in it, and give it a test run. Alright guys, with the mattress in place, the project is done. I would like to thank Mike for giving me a hand with this build. Without him, it would have been kind of difficult. It does require 2 people when it comes to installing the hardware and mechanisms and getting this final assembly done. And Mike has been helpful throughout the whole project, so I really do appreciate that.
No problem.
I'd also like to thank Rockler Woodworking and Hardware for allowing me to build this project for them. It's going to make a great addition for the shop. No, it's going to make a great addition for the house. There's only a few steps left to do, and that's just personal touches. On the front base panels, I'm going to add some molding and do a little decorative style. It's just something that'll blend in with my furniture and stuff in the house. As far as the finish coat, I'll probably do a brush on lacquer. I'm not quite sure yet. I want to look at it and think about it more, but I'm not going to do it in this build. What I've just showed you is the main assembly and construction of the bed. Again, guys, I want to thank you for sticking with me through this entire build. And as always, until next week, I'll see you soon.